we are made for the exams, or we are made for the education system, and the education system is not made for us. And let's now go to our man, Stephen Mbide, who is standing by for updates on what's happening across the city. Mfefesi, good morning.
Good morning to you, Chris. On Saturday, Uganda Railways Corporation issued a statement. I think I should call it a notice to all motorists, riders and passengers that this section around Nakawa, that is coming from Buya and coming from that side of Chinawataka, will be closed for motorized transport. And this is just because of the on-road, the rail works that are ongoing here along Nakawa and coming from this Kampala at the rail station up to that side of the eastern side. But many, as you know, many people keep being adamant whenever they hear notices like that, because some, even up today, are still trying to fight or struggle with these rail, the operators here who are on ground to do the roadworks. And let me first of all read the notice that it was issued out to the public. It was saying that Uganda Railways Corporation informs motorists and the general public that there will be a temporary closure of the level crossing at Interfreight Nakawa for a period of 7 days between Monday 16th October and Sunday 22nd October 2023. This means that access between Nakawa to Jinja Road and Chinawata Kambuya via the level crossing will be restricted. The purpose of this, the closure, is to allow for construction works on the rail crossing to commence. We regret any inconveniences occasioned by this closure. But up today, this diversion or the temporary closure began yesterday, but up today I can see Uganda Railways Corporation officials and the contractors here on ground still struggling and fighting with the passengers. Let me speak to the spokesperson or communications manager for Uganda Railways Corporation, John Lennon Sengendo, to let us first of all update us on the works that are on the rail here, coming from Kampala to the eastern side. How far have they gone? What's the latest and what is on the ground? Why have they closed temporarily for this particular section? But for starters, good morning to you, Len.
Good morning, Mbide. Good morning, viewers.
I almost saw you putting off the tie to struggle and fight with these motorists.
It's crazy. We're supposed to close yesterday, but we found such a mess, so we decided to postpone the closure to today. But it seems it's the same mess that is going to happen. But we called on Ugandans to just give us a few days to complete this.
Did you make enough, did you put out enough information to the public so that they can know that this road will be closed? Because I can see a long stretch of vehicles both on Jinja Road and this side of Chinawata.
Yes, we did announcements on radio for like 2 weeks. The last post that you read on social media was just for the online users, but we've done sensitization for this level crossing, like we have done in Chireka and Namboli. But I believe the challenge comes from the fact that so many road users use this road. There is URA here. There are so many businesses that happen here. So that is the reason why we are having this.
You know, John, Lennon, considering the traffic flow that is on Jinja Road, it's always too tough. Couldn't you consider maybe leaving these people to pass maybe at least for from around 5 to 10 a.m., maybe you can also go ahead with your works. Maybe that will also help ease the flow of traffic.
What happens with the level crossing, it's not like a road that you will close one part and then construct the other. Level crossing is constructed as a whole. Because there are so many things, it is a rail that is put through, and it's one rail, so you cannot have a rail, cut it in pieces, put it this side, and that motorist. So the dynamics of constructing a railway level crossing are different. That's why we, like this time we requested for 7 days only. Ordinarily would have taken a month or something. But the material we use here, we use a material that dries very fast, so that road users can resume using the section of the road. So that is really the challenge. There is no way we can, because the longer we stay without constructing this level crossing, the longer the project will take to be completed.
And also, I can see many of the challenges. This gentleman here is trying to struggle, and the UPDF officer is mainly the challenge is coming from these border raiders. At least for the motorists, we've been able to put some barricades around. What are you going to do with these borders? Because they also inconvenience the works.
It is really to bring in probably enforcement to help us with this. It is always very challenging to control border raiders, but we are going to try, because what we don't want is to have works interrupted by road users. So we shall bring in some enforcement, of course not to harass them, but to tell them what is supposed to be done.
And also brief us on the update of the works that are coming from Kampala to the eastern side. How far have you gone? What have you been able to, of course, complete? And when do you expect maybe to be done with these works?
Okay, the works from Tororo to Mukono were completed last year. This year we commenced on the Kampala-Mukono section. This section is going to be a concrete slipper line. Right now we have constructed more than 80% of the section from Namave, the first phase from Namave to Banda. We are just a few meters from here. Then after this section is done, the Kampala and Namave section, we shall embark on the Namave Mukono section. When all that is done, and we believe in the next 3 weeks, we shall be done with this section. Then we shall resume. We shall embark on the Namave Mukono section, which will take us like 7 months. When all that is done, we shall have motorists, passengers travel from Kampala to Mukono on rail. Now, what we have constructed as rail is a very comfortable line. Yeah. The speeds, we've been moving at between 20 to 30 kilometers per hour. We believe we can do 80 kilometers per hour or even 100 from Kampala to Mukono. Because what we've also done, we have removed some residents from our reserve, so we have enough space to even do 80 kilometers per hour on rail. So when this is all done, Ugandans that reside in Mukono, Bweyogere and all that will be able to move on rail.
You know, John Lennon Sengendo, you are the spokesperson of Uganda Railways Corporation. Now my camera is now facing those rails that have been left there. You know, this vandalism is one of the challenges that you are facing as the corporation. But now these ones are left there, the rails are left there, and there are some people who are constructing toilets, and these are very good materials for construction of toilets, and others are still, or even fabricators. What are you going to be doing with the issue of vandalism, but also these ones that are left unattended to?
What we have removed from the line, we sort it and then transport it to a collection center at the URC headquarters. So everything that we have removed from the line is going to be accounted for. What you see there is left there, but right now where we stand, no Ugandan can dare to pick a single piece because they know the repercussions. You steal one, then you pay for, let's say, 200 or 300. So no Ugandan right now can dare to take any. But what we are doing, a truck is going to come and remove everything and take it to a collection center, because that remains government stores until it is disposed of as per the PPDA regulations.
All right. I'm going to come back to you, John Lennon, but let me first of all speak to some of the people who have been at least been inconvenienced here, or who have been stopped and they have refused to stop. Let me begin with these border riders who are coming, who have been told to turn and come back this other side. I can speak to some of them here who are being turned away from continuing towards Nakawa. This side where I'm standing is the section towards the former Uganda Revenue Authority headquarters. This has been blocked off by this caterpillar, and they brought other vehicles to stop them from accessing the other side. Kambuzeko omukulu ono yambulire sebo. Wasoda sebo?
Rinsewo.
Obadde okosanya kubo lino?
Ntera gikozesa. Naye ndaba wagale.
tewategeddeko nti bagenda digga
mbadde sitegedde
kigenda kukosa kitya mu ntambula yo badde ovaawo ddawa
kati mbadde nvu eno wali omusabaze wentuute wali mbadde nina kudda ntinda kati nina kukozesa kubo okuddayo eri wether nga ada bugolobi owetolole ku bitaala oba okudda eri mbuya.
Kati abali ku mulimu guno ogw'okukola lweyiro eno oluguudo luno olw'eggaali y'omukka kiki ky'obagamba kyebandibadde bakola okulaba nga emirimu gitambula bulungi?
Baali soose ne tutegeeza ati leero bagenda kugalawo kuba lino naye bagutuguddeko bugwi tetulina bye tutegeera tulaba ati kubo nga wagale naye nga kubo ebintu gye bakola nga kirungi ggaali ya mukka egenda tuleetera enkulaakulana mu Uganda. Nze ndaba nga kintu kirungi tugenda kutambula nga tuwali tukosa. Nze bampito Obonyo Paul.
Obonyo. Thank you, Mr. Obonyo. I've been seeing this gentleman here trying to struggle with the border riders and the motorists here. What's your name, sir?
I'm called Kanyoro Sylvester.
Kanyoro Sylvester, what do you do here at this particular point here?
Specifically, I'm the site engineer here. We are doing the level crossing for this Namamve Kampala stretch. Yeah.
What will this entail? What are you going to do as the site engineer? What exactly are you going to be doing at this particular point? And
summarily, what is done here is civil works, but in detail, we can split it to ballast grouting. We are supposed to do concreting. Then we are supposed to pass sleepers there, and the rail, then the checkers. So that the railway line can cross the road. Yeah. And
this level crossing that you of course made a diversion here, your Railways Corporation made a diversion here. I can see there is a lot of challenge. I've been seeing you fighting with the people. This is some inconvenience. How is it going to inconvenience your works here?
Well, there will be a delay, but in the end we shall manage. We are to win the game. There was a communication which passed around 13th of this month that the road will be officially closed on 16th in the night, which went on, and we closed it that day. But because of, communication with these border riders and traffic, some people are not cooperative. But in the end, we are trying to manage. You remember a few minutes, the situation was so intense. But now space is being created, and our machines are ready to begin shortly after here. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Kanyoro.
Yes, sir.
I'll leave you to go on with your works. Let me engage some other people who are here, and they have been interrupted by the road works, the works here, a diversion that has been erected here to make sure that the ongoing works for the rail that is going to come from Kampala to Toro, the upgrade goes on well uninterrupted, especially at this particular point of Nakawa from the junction of Chinawataka side. Some people have been going to work and have been able to be interrupted. Let me speak to a gentleman if you can allow. Good morning to you. You are live on NTV.
Good morning.
Were you interrupted by this diversion?
Yeah, it's a little bit disturbing, and trucks are passing, and it's a lot of disorganization here at morning. Yes.
Where are you coming from and where are you heading to?
I'm coming from Kisasa. I'm heading to the office in Bugolobi.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Okay, then. All right, thank you. I wish you good safe journey wherever you're heading to.
And here shows you that it's closed.
How are you?
Okay. Where are you coming from and where are you heading to?
No, I'm heading to work in Ntinda. According to this gentleman, when you're coming from this side here, it is not a road. That's what I'm saying. There should be a signpost up there showing that the road crossing like this has been blocked, so that it can inform somebody from there not to pass here like this. Now when you come from there and you reach here, the road is closed. That means you have to go back up to Bugolobi, which is extremely so and disorganizing.
So why didn't you put a signpost that side to alert these people?
Thank you. The clear idea is that is a different road and this is a different road. So the road you are closing, the signpost goes at the beginning of that road and at the end of that road. This road begins from here and the road signpost is there. That the road
of coming. My point is the implication of coming from there when you're heading to Nakawa Runabout, Spear, is you have to go back to Bugolobi. They now turn via Nakawa moves to come back like this. Yet, every day people pass here like this and proceed. So there must be a signpost that side of Bugolobi showing this road crossing here has been blocked. That is my implication. Because blocking this means I have to go back up to moves then it turn back and go back through moves, which is a...
Does it make sense, this gentleman's point? Does it make sense for you?
It would hold, but I need to correct him.
Because
That
it cannot hold.
when you are closing a road, the signposts go to that road. If there is inconveniences, actually you don't only use the signages. Communication on media and everywhere, which passed already.
How many people listen to media?
Yes, but now when we come to the road, on the very road beginning, there is road narrow, road closed. I think you can check the red signages and the diversions. There is no way through. So within the road section, we are safe. But those other narrow roads, the other side, they are supposed to be accessed by those other.
All right, thank you, Mr. Kanyoro, from Altitude Investments. And this is Morning at NTV. Stephen Imbido Fefeso Chibuga. I would like to update you. I've already updated you here on Morning at NTV that if you're coming from either Nambole side, you have to just proceed towards Zimbuya. You cannot branch off from here and connect towards that side of Stretcher. And if you're coming from Nakawa side and Lugogo, don't try to branch off towards this side of Chinawataka, because you will not be able to access this other side of the road. Stephen Imbido Fefeso Chibuga, I have now to hand you back to studio for the rest of the programming here on NTV.